right, welcome to the third video, second review, and last game overall in Stealth Bastard Deluxe. Or, to give it its longer title, Stealth Bastard Deluxe, Tactical Espionage Arsehole. I'm like,
I
yeah, I
thought you
can
were
see
gonna
why.
call it Tactical Espionage Actor. Like, where the fuck is Konami?
No. I mean, clearly that is a play off of Metal Gear Solid's titling.
Mm-hmm.
But one, a lot cruder, and two, a lot more British. It's
Mm-hmm.
not asshole, it's arsehole. If they spell it that way, I'm going to pronounce it that way. Anyway, as the name might indicate, Stealth Bastard Deluxe is a stealth game, specifically a 2D stealth platform, in which you take your cloned stealth bastard, who in no way, shape, or form resembles the obnoxious minions, and you have to guide them across, I want to say 60 or so levels, or at least base levels. There's also DLC levels. I'll be honest, I didn't get too far in this because my other game was a fucking 4X title, and those require a bit of investment in time. Apology. No. This required less. But yeah. Anyway, you have to guide your stealth bastard through the levels and get to the open door. And well, it operates like a stealth game should. You know, you hide in shadows. You're acrobatic, although the acrobatics could use some work. Like, you have to press into, you have to press the right and left and the button.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's basically my big problem with the game. Everything feels like it's got a touch of arthritis to it. Like, it's not as slick or as smooth as it should be, especially given that this is a stealth game. But putting that aside, and this is a pure stealth game as well. Not a, it says stealth action, or sorry, tactical espionage. It does mean that, because there are no weapons, there's no moves, you don't get to put anyone to sleep because there's no humanoid or otherwise guard. You know, it's all robots and environmental hazard. Like here, we have lasers that will kill you. Timing, which once again is a bit clunkier than it needed to be. And here's the other interesting thing about Stealth Bastard Deluxe. The levels are longer than I thought they would be. Like this bit here. You know, most games would have ended after you dropped down. Not here. This kind of typifies the Stealth Bastard Deluxe experience. Like, the level, there's more level here than you'd expect. Not necessarily a good thing. Honestly. Like, I always thought, like, the last bit of a level was a bit tacked on and unnecessary. Like, I would have preferred it to be a bit snappier. But that might be a subjective preference there. And also worth mentioning are the goggles. That's your stealth meter. You'll note that your stealth bastard has green in shadow. That means invisible. Yellow means detected. Red means visible / seen. Also, the cameras here. I honestly don't know if it was a bug or not, but you can make them distracted by jumping around them, like literally jumping around them. That, like I said, that probably could have used another end run or something. Like if something feels like a bug, then it would then it's either a bug or something that needed to be polished a bit more for clarity's sake. And this is really about it for the game, for the base game. You know, each level is getting through a stage. And by getting through a stage, I mean you will be killed until you learn the level. You know, it's very trial and error gameplay, which isn't my favorite thing in the world, but at the very least the game's built around it with that expectation. So, you know, if you die, you don't have to go back to the beginning of the level. There are checkpoints. But it's also worth noting that this levels are ranked. So the better you do, along 3 criteria: speed, you know, time, visibility, how many times you get noticed will be docked against you, and death. You know, not dying is a good thing, as it is in most cases. There are also leaderboards, but I will say right now, don't bother.
Literally the top one is hacked. It says 000000.
Yep. Which like this, all these times are probably hacked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, once again, don't bother with the leaderboard. It's here. Maybe the PlayStation version, which is PlayStation 4, but it should also work on PlayStation. And as far as the DLC goes, it will add a new mechanic, the teleporter. Honestly, the most inventive this game gets. As it's not just a case of, you know, teleporter pods. They're pocket-sized devices. And they're carryable and throwable. And you very much have to use those in a level to get through. You know, both to get over gaps that are filled with deadly lasers, and also lasers that, you know, like force shields that'll block your passage. You know. So, yeah. Overall, this is, like... not great, not amazing, but not bad either. You know, maybe outside the continual cheap deaths here. And like I said, you know, the controls probably needed... you know, the entire operation probably could have used a tad more polish. But, like, overall, it's a fairly solid stealth title. And I will give it kudos for sticking to the stealth motif and not not having stealth as an option. Now, granted, there's a myriad of ways to handle that, like, you know, Thief and Splinter Cell. You know, if you got caught, you could theoretically shoot your way out, but, you know, you would also very likely to die.
Mm.
You know. And it's a much better game than this, but that's neither here nor there. And yeah, Petty, you've been playing the game, so what are your impressions of it?
I don't hate it.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite of these type of games, but it's definitely not the worst.
Yeah,
We had a big rush of these in the
it's
DS era. I almost said NES era. I was like, no, wait.
yeah. Anyway, in terms of pricing, the game base price is $9.99, and with the complete bundle. See, weirdly enough, even though it calls itself Stealth Bastard Deluxe, it's not actually the deluxe package.
Mm,
Okay, it's called Stealth Bastard Deluxe because the original game was like a free Flash game or something like that,
mm,
a web browser game. So the DLC came later and wasn't crafted, like simultaneously with the original upported game.
mm,
Anyway, the Stealth Bastard Deluxe bundle, which includes the base game, DLC, and the soundtrack, is $14.99. Let's see, $10 to $15 is about what I would expect to pay for this. Uh, would I pay this? I'd say wait for a deep, deep sale
mm.
because the game is aged enough where that'll happen.
Right.
In fact, like saw the game on sale recently for like $2. So, I'd say just wait for that. Yeah, I don't really have much more to say about this. You know, it's a it's a game that delivers on its titling promise. You know, right down to the bastard part because that indicates that this game is going to be of the edgy variety.
Mm,
And as you can see from the blood-soaked deaths, it is that as well. Mm. I will also note this game did get a sequel called Stealth Incorporated, whole Stealth Bastard Deluxe type,
mm.
which is not a surprise. Anyway, so yeah, that'll about do it for not just this review, but this review session. Uh, Again, bit of a short night, but only 3 games to cover this week. So coming up on the week ahead. Oh, let me see. Coming up on Wednesday, May 21st, we'll be having Dr. Sharky, PhD of 5 years now. They are they're developing the upcoming real-time strategy game Ascending Realm. So look forward to that on Wednesday. The good news is they have confirmed, so no gap, thankfully. No Friday show, and we are also planning to have the season finale of MSP this week. Looks like Mac has gotten things sorted out enough to join us. So until next time, I shall wish you good gaming.